Why would you have a sign that I can't read the sign because your body's in front of it?
I don't want this to be contentious right away, but I will say you have a Dan Patrick logo that is also cut off in the front of your shot right now.
Yeah, but we don't give a shit about this show. I'm just saying.
Welcome to the After Hours Pod. Hey, welcome to the After Hours Pod. Hey, welcome to the After Hours Pod. Yeah, welcome to the After Hours Podcast.
Welcome to the After Hour
Pod.
This is where we need Chin to go.
I'll step in his place.
Welcome to the After Hours Pod.
That was pretty huge.
Yeah,
that was pretty great.
Yeah,
huge app today. I mixed up my thoughts there because I'm so excited. I would say the biggest guest in After Hour history.
Yeah. I'd say Nick Taylor was a close second, but this guest is a big get, as they say in the biz.
And also John and Mon.
Oh, John and Mon.
I guess it's maybe a three-way tie. Nick Taylor, John and Mon, and Dan Patrick.
Dan Patrick.
That was the reveal. Dan Patrick, your mentor, former boss, OG SportsCenter host.
Yeah. Friend, bro,
confidant,
big brother, father figure, all of the above. Yeah, Dan was very instrumental in my professional formative years. It was the first steady gig I had after college, and we just got along like peanut butter and jelly. We just got along like molasses and sand. I mean, we just got along like cheeseburgers and onions, you know.
What years did you work for him?
Probably like 2008 to 2015, and that could be way off. I don't remember. It could be maybe 2009 to 2017. I don't know, I guess is the answer to the question. But he was awesome, man. He was like tough but fair, and then like also just he understood like make the environment fun and people will want to work. You know what I mean? So that means like when he built the studio, like obviously he wanted to have fun shit so it looks cool on camera and stuff for them to do during look-ins, but he was like, recognize that if he had fun shit in the studio, then for us being there, it wouldn't feel like we were at work. Like it would feel like a chill zone. And then also one thing that he would implement would be like, we're getting beer and wings once a week and we're not going to talk about work. We're just going to kick it. And that like totally codified the whole squad as like bros. Like it's such a little thing, but it goes so far. Just like hanging out, not talking work, bullshitting, like becoming actual like friends and not just colleagues.
Especially in an environment like that, because the show, like, you want the show to be fun for the listener, and if it's like fucking, you can't look the boss in the eye type environment, that's not going to be fun for anyone, is it?
Exactly. Yeah, and
it's just good to hear of a story of an actual great work environment. You hear about all of these stories of like famous people that make their work environment shitty for the people that they work for them, and like that sounds like the exact opposite. It's just good to hear that.
Yeah. I also think he probably, experienced the other side of that, being in the industry forever. And so once it was like, this is my thing, I'm going to do it how I want to do it, he did it right.
I just thought of a question that I'm going to ask him, because like it seemed like that was the vibe of like SportsCenter, ESPN back in the day. It was loose, like more fun dorm room environment, but it like continued to get more corporate, and that's when my interest in ESPN waned. Because I've said many times, I believe my love of sports talk radio, including Dan Patrick, birthed my love of podcast. When I was in middle school, literally from the second I woke up, it was Mike and Mike, then Dan Patrick, then Tony Kornheiser, eventually Colin Cowherd.
Yeah, that's all the stuff that my dad would listen to.
Yeah, it was just ESPN. That was the lineup in a row, and I fucking loved it. I bought like a 5 CD changer only because it had like a good radio receiver on it. It had 2 giant speakers just so I could blast my ESPN radio. Where... We should know this. Where is Dan? I know he's streaming on Peacock, and then just syndicated on radio.
Yeah, the radio stuff I never know all that stuff. But
It's probably it's probably local, but yeah, you can see him on Peacock
Yeah.
Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 Pacific,
Yeah.
9 to 12 Eastern.
Yeah. Dan, the other cool thing about Dan is
I want to
he
make
was-
sure I get my plug-in for Dan so he
Yeah.
can help out his show.
I had that joke right there.
the other thing
You
was
snooze, you lose.
Dan kind of took a page from the Howard Stern world, where it was like everybody in this building is a character, like, and so he would utilize that, like, not use you, but like if there was some narrative going on behind the scenes, you know, in our interpersonal lives that he established by having us hang out, then he could use that on air, and that became a thing. So like even just all of the four Danettes, putting them on air, like they hadn't been on air before, and then, you know, now they've been on TV for almost fucking 20 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. But he made me the host of the wrap-up show, which was like, it was a live
What an honor.
half-hour show Monday through Friday. Please don't watch any clips or anything.
I'm not. I
but
can't
that
even,
was the show.
Why
I'm
can't
looking.
we
I
watch
can't
clips?
even.
It's just too embarrassing
I
for
have
me.
to watch
no,
clips
it's too
later.
embarrassing.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll just call out the name of it. It was called the box.
It was
Score.
called the box score. So
He was great on it. You were great.
It was a half-hour live TV show that was on Audience Network and NBC Sports. Like, I'm just some fucking kid who was filming wedding videos 6 months before getting this job, and now I'm hosting a live TV show. And Dan loved that. He was like, "Good, you're nervous?" Like, he would try and get me nervous before we go live. He'd try and mess with me, very like Tiger Woods' dad kind of thing, like, because I'd have to do the cold open. This is when Brock hosted it. This is when I moved to LA.
This is not you.
So that's different. But so I guess I had moved out by 2015.
Oh, Chin's coming too.
Nice.
But yeah, so that was cool. That was crazy. He didn't have to do any of that shit, and he was just the man. So
Speak of the devil,
I'm
I just
happy to
heard Chin
talk to
walk
him.
in.
And I was just having a couple beers the other day, and I was like, "We could get Dan Patrick."
When you said that, I was like, "How drunk are you?"
Yeah.
But they used to do a thing on the Adam Carolla show, the behind-the-scenes staff. They would do a contest to see who could book the biggest guest within a week.
"Oh, really?
Yeah.
That what a great game."
I know. I was gonna suggest it. I thought about the week before you said you were gonna get Dan, but we should do it again. And now you've burned your big one. So.
That's not fair. That counts. That counts. Fuck. What's up, Chinster?
Hi guys.
Hi.
Where's your cart?
Huh?
Where's your cart?
I left everything in the car because I want to make it before 9:30. So I just barely made it before 9:30.
You did.
Yeah.
Chin, tell us
Nailed it.
everything you know about Dan Patrick.
Oh, he's a.
He's a what?
I know he's a TV host. Remember, I don't follow any sports other than
Yeah.
MMA, so that's why. Yeah.
He's like,
Or
"Ah,
boxing.
so much to say. I just don't want to.
It's just too many. Yeah, he has so many accolades.
Yeah, words
Yeah.
can't even describe.
I do see clips of him on Instagram and YouTube though.
Yeah.
he's a funny guy.
OG SportsCenter announcer from like the beginning of ESPN, and then once that started to get corporate and stale, he bailed, and he's just been on the radio, just the consummate professional radio guy. Been
Yeah.
doing it forever. Casey worked for him for 5 years.
Did he play sports when he was like?
He was a really good basketball
baller.
player.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I was gonna ask him. I was like, I'm giving away my questions, but whatever. Not a big surprise.
Don't give away your questions.
I don't care. I'm going to be so I wasn't a very good athlete and an underwhelming student. For you, you've done so much in your career, but does anything beat the feeling of scoring 36 points in a high school basketball game?
Yeah, if you put up 36, especially in high school, it's like,
You're cool, probably getting laid.
yeah.
like-
What's that like?
At least in high school. I don't know. And then I want to ask about his favorite SportsCenter commercial, and really just because I have one, I want to see if it's the same as him.
What are the chances that you think it's the same?
Pretty good. Or he'll say he can't really remember.
When you said the high school thing, like getting chicks in high school, that just reminded me of my other question. When did you guys have your first kiss? At what age?
6th grade.
And what age is that?
Yeah.
What age is 6th grade?
11.
11, 12.
Damn. And did you even like to kiss, or you just?
Dude,
guys
I
just-
loved it. I don't know.
But I mean, that's
It was
not-
cool. I felt like I thought I was the man. I was.
Yeah, and you were.
It was my girlfriend at the time.
Whoa.
I did a peck on the lips when I was in 4th grade. Was dating a 5th grader, Lindsay Kramer, future Hooters girl. No big deal.
Whoa.
But I didn't have tongue until 8th grade.
Dude, I thought I was behind because my friends had kissed in 5th grade. Not my friends, but my friends with girls.
You're gonna freak
They
out.
had kissed in 5th grade. I'm like, I'm falling behind here.
You're gonna freak out on behind, being behind. What's yours?
12.
12? Holy shit! And what grade is
No,
that?
you're gonna say 18.
I don't know.
Is that's before high school, right?
It's 6th 6th
Junior
grade's
high?
11, 12, 7th grade's 12, 13.
7th grade, maybe.
God damn. What, just take a wild guess.
Sophomore year high school?
Last week.
Senior year of high school.
I was either 22 or 23.
What?
Yeah. I think 20. Yeah, I think 22. I was such a late.
Well,
bloomer.
when you were in 6th grade, they hadn't invented kissing.
I know.
yet.
Yeah. it was just this to show affection.
Laugh track,
Oh, wow.
please.
Nice, Mike.
Chan, I just really want to just thank you effusively for just sharing these
Yeah.
embarrassing
I
stories
know.
for us for
They're
clips.
super embarrassing, but I'm like, it's honest. So,
Yeah, no, it happened, and then you read the game, the book.
And then it went
The book.
the book.
Is
And then you were a kissing machine.
is Dan just gonna show up, or is he gonna?
You were having sex, but you just hadn't kissed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Nothing
wow.
on the mouth.
I'm just like this.
Oh, wait. So when did you lose your virginity?
Same, Roger.
23.
Yeah.
So you kissed, and then we're like, I like this. I want the
Yeah, I
whole
was like,
thing.
oh shit.
The first time you kissed, you also fucked that same.
No, not that same girl. Yeah, but literally
Later
within a
that
year.
I don't. Yeah, can you imagine doing all that in one setting? That'd be crazy.
When did you guys lose your virginity?
16, sophomore year.
High school.
High school?
I was a freshman in college. I didn't get laid in high school.
I was 15.
I think
15.
I was.
I was, like I said, 23-ish.
I had the exact same thing as Mark about his
think
kiss,
I was-
except sex. I was like, fuck.
Yeah,
and
gotta
and the
catch up.
desperation
Yeah.
was just oozing out of
Yeah.
me. Hence
I
pushing
think I was a sophomore.
Wasn't the only thing oozing out of you.
Exactly.
Did you get a BJ before you had sex,
Yeah.
or before you lost
Yeah,
virginity?
always.
Yeah.
Mark doesn't even let his wife get any unless
I'm saying, like, did you get a BJ before
Order-
you ever even had, like, you know?
order of operations.
I like how we're talking about this stuff and we'll be like, hey, Dan, what's going on?
Yeah, is he gonna just? Are you watching? Is he just
I'm
gonna show
watching.
up on the? Cool.
I'm sure he'll tell Case
I'm-
when he's coming.
I'm nervous.
I'm nervous.
Here we
too.
go. Admit.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
Wait, hold on.
Are you gonna say hey to Dan?
Let's go full screen.
We'll see what happens. There he is. DP.
Casey Armstrong.
That's me, brother.
Yeah. Why do you have
Where's it,
a
Nick?
set like that?
We're a show. We're a real show. We're a big time show.
Okay.
Why? Well, I mean, we've got lights. We've got a sign. Now, is this the set that of the show that is the real show, and we're the JV squad just kind of using their set? Absolutely, but it looks nice, does it not?
Oh.
How about that?
Yeah, looks great. looks great.
I'm gonna be honest. I've always hated it. I feel it's a little gray. But thank you for joining us nonetheless.
I think we're ready on our end if it sounds good on your end.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're going. We're live.
The
Oh, we're
legend.
live.
Yeah, I mean, not
legend-
actually live, but just we're taping live to tape.
Oh, okay. Well, you should tell your audience that. Like you were going to lie to them and tell them that you were live.
You see this is how Dan is always. It's always a teachable moment to Dan. it's yes, we're having fun, we're chopping it up, but I'm going to learn something today. I'm going to take something away, and you've always been great about that, Dan. I wouldn't be here on this beautiful set if it weren't for you.
Why would you have a sign that I can't read the sign because your body's in front of it?
Well, we tried me doing the show like this, but
Just doesn't
the
work.
numbers plummeted.
So if you just stand up straight.
Same thing.
Okay. I thought you were standing up straight when you were
Oh,
just above
okay.
the.
All right.
I don't want this to be contentious
Yes.
right away, but I will say you have a Dan Patrick logo that is also cut off in the front of your shot right now.
Yeah, but we don't give a shit about this show. I'm just saying, like, this isn't important to me.
Yeah, no, I get that. And considering we've burned 4 out of our 15 minutes, I do want to ask you a question. Dan
Okay.
Patrick, Nick Davis, La Crosse, Wisconsin, 62205. Ding.
Ding.
We're here, of course, today to talk about non or Qualcomm. So I just want to ask you what the impact of fantasting has been on sports media today.
Phantasm?
Fantastic. I was just kidding. Old Matt Harvey reference. You get it.
Yeah.
Real question. I
See, you just wasted 2 more minutes with that big buildup.
He was trying to flex and be like,
Hey,
do the
it's
Qualcomm.
been my pleasure to be on the show. Thank you. Good night.
great get, Casey. Great get,
Yeah.
Casey.
Yeah.
You obviously were in the iconic early days of SportsCenter when it felt like a dorm room. He was just telling how you've really cultivated like a fun atmosphere because you need that on the radio. Do you think when that started to go away at ESPN, that's when you felt like you wanted to leave?
No, I think I'd accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish there, and I'd been there 18 years. I was loyal to a fault. I should have left probably 3 years earlier because I wasn't challenged, and I needed a new challenge, and that's why I left. Nobody at that time was leaving ESPN. So this is almost 18 years ago. Nobody was leaving ESPN, not by your own accord. And I chose to do that, but I don't know. I've always kind of competed with myself and went home and did the show in my attic with the Danettes for 3 years. And it was the best decision I ever made because it brought us together. We were really us against the world. And then we just kind of grew it from there. We went from 18 radio stations to now 400. But, you know, I needed to really get my ass kicked a little bit and kind of see how we could do so. I needed to reinvent myself, probably the best way to explain it. And I certainly went about that.
And you can hear Dan on those 400 stations, 6 to 9 Pacific, Monday through Fridays, and also live streaming on Peacock. Make sure to get that plug in so we can help out your little show there.
Because one day I hope to have a set as pretty as yours.
We need more trinkets, to be honest. It's our problem.
Oh, the other thing about Dan, speaking of trinkets, if there was anything out of place, it looks chaotic. That is the most meticulously crafted set you will ever see. And even things that you don't see in frame, he would come in and if anything was a little bit even ajar, he'd be like, "What's going on, guys? What is this?
Who's over here?
Yeah,
what were you doing
here?
over here?
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know. I have OCD, and I'm just aware of everything that's here, and I like things a certain way.
But
I'm
brother.
also it's a TV show. I mean, it's a radio show, but it's a TV show, and I want to make sure that every shot that we have, what's in that shot? What are we showing? What do we want to show? You don't want to have things that are kind of framed in a way, and you're not really showing what you want to. So. Do I get a little anal about that? Yes, I do.
He keeps taking shots at our set.
What, by saying anal?
No, by saying stuff blocked out of frame.
Yes. Yes.
Another one of my favorite things from that era of ESPN SportsCenter were the SportsCenter commercials. Do you have a favorite that you remember back in the day? And I'm really just asking that because I have a favorite, and I want to see if we have the same and become best friends.
Why don't you tell me yours first?
And it was incredible. It had a great song, and I think it's more important than ever today. It was the 1996 Don't Walk commercial.
Do it for the young ones. Guaranteed to give you bunions. Don't walk. And I was next to Coolidge from The White Shadow, if you remember that show.
Yeah, the college basketball show.
Yeah, and... that's Wieden and Kennedy. They were that was the firm that did those commercials. And when we first started out, we couldn't get any athletes. Nobody wanted to be in those because you had to go to Bristol, Connecticut, and you weren't getting paid. You got I think a $2,000 donation to the charity of your choice.
Wow.
Well, they're not coming. And I reached out to Grant Hill and Jason Kidd, and I said, hey, would you do this? And thankfully, both came in. Grant plays the piano in the lobby with one of those when I have a bad show, and he cheers me up with a dun, 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 dun. And the other one, Jason Kidd, delivers his own highlights via helicopter for us to put on the 11 o'clock Sports Center. I would probably say my favorite, when Keith Olbermann and I are in the bathroom and we're putting on makeup, getting ready to go on Sports Center, and we start talking about tough guys in hockey and the juxtaposition of we're putting on makeup, but we're talking about tough guys in hockey while we're staring into a mirror, which was accurate. We would do that by like 10:30 East Coast time. We'd go into the bathroom, put our makeup on. They didn't want to hire a makeup artist. I mean, we looked disfigured, I think, looking back. I don't even know what we were doing, putting on makeup. But we would talk about an item or the show because we would write the show, and we didn't really have a lot of conversations with each other. We wanted to go on the air fresh. So I didn't know what he was writing about. He didn't know what I was writing about, and we reacted in an honest way in the moment. And but I just, it was so sneaky and so subtle that you're talking about tough guys while you're putting on makeup.
They stand the test of time. I when I was in 7th grade, I would download those off Napster with a dial-up modem and watch them because I'm a nerd. But anybody else have a question for Dan?
I don't want to take up too much of your time, Dan, but I gotta talk a little golf with you. I've texted you here and there. I'm obsessed with golf. I got a swing coach. I'm playing all the time. I'm hitting the range. I'm constantly tinkering. First of all, how's the wing? How's the shoulder? Are you able to play right now?
How's your voice? What's going on with your voice?
I'm just, so I'm just a little choked up. It's good to see you again.
Okay. All right. Because the Kardashians have that little crackle in their voice, too. When
little vocal fry?
Yeah.
Damn, roasted.
Can you play golf? Or are you playing golf? How's the golf game?
I'm on the comeback. I'm on the mend, as they like to say.
All right.
Yeah. But you're a good athlete.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I could. I mean, you're athletic at things that don't really matter to people. Like,
Exactly. That's
so
the thing.
true.
You're good at tumbling.
Yeah.
And can you knock the guy off the dock? Can you play king of the dock?
King of the dock.
And you're really good about that.
Yeah.
Nothing basketball, baseball, football.
No, none of the sports that you can monetize.
Yeah.
I never got into those.
Yeah. But, I'm playing a little bit more. I still love it. Love the grind. I love to go to the range and just hit golf balls.
Who do you like in the PGA Championship this weekend?
I'm going to say Bryson DeChambeau.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go a little live tour on this.
Do you think we'll get another, Rory versus Bryson? Is that just going to be a ubiquitous matchup going forward?
I hope.
Yeah.
I hope. I mean, Bryson didn't live up to his end of the bargain at the Masters.
Yeah.
And Justin Rose almost kind of snuck in back door and won that thing. But I'm happy that it's done for Rory, because golf is right in front of you. You're playing for your paycheck. It is real. You can't hide. It's like, boxers. They go into that boxing ring. They can't hide. Like, it's one of us is probably walking out of this and the other one probably isn't. Golf is sort of that feeling of when you melt down, we see you melt down. When, Jordan Spieth melts down at the 12th hole at Augusta, we see that. And I have great admiration for what they do under pressure in those moments. But you could see this had taken over Rory. It was tangible, painful. He didn't play great golf. He played survival golf. Meanwhile, Justin Rose was unbelievable.
Crazy.
But he didn't have the pressure on him. Rory had the world on his shoulders. And I'm just happy that's over with. So it's not one of those, but he didn't win the Masters. Right. I'm glad that he did.
Do you think that now that pressure valve is released for Rory, we could see him just go on like a run?
Well, I hope so. I think we thought he was going to go on a run over a decade ago.
Yeah.
And then you thought, God, that guy's going to win 7, 8, 9, 10 majors. And then all of a sudden he didn't. But we've witnessed this with these golfers nowadays. Like Jordan Spieth was there. He was a moment. Justin Thomas was a moment. Bubba Watson was a moment. John Rahm was a moment. And then all of a sudden, Ricky Fowler was a moment. Then it's gone.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that Rory got that back. But some of these guys, it's like a 3-year comet. And then they burn out.
Yeah.
They're gone.
One last sports question. We'll let you go. Really appreciate your time. I'm serious.
How long does the show normally go on?
An hour.
Oh.
Yeah, we were just having you on for 15 because your time is so much more important than ours.
Well, what else? Who else are you going to have on today in your so-called live show?
Oh, we just talk about pretty much nothing and try to crack jokes. It's not usually very guest heavy.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to flex on the boys and be like, I could get DP on.
The ultimate flex.
Ultimate flex.
Yeah, after like the 7th text message.
Okay,
to say,
all right.
You do me a solid. And I kept saying, golly, Casey is really down on his luck.
No,
I felt bad for you.
No, that's not the case. And
weren't you doing like stand up or aren't you like being an entertainer?
I am on a Netflix show that's premiering tonight.
And what's the name of it?
It's Tom Segura's Bad Thoughts. That's on Netflix. And I wouldn't be doing any of this stuff if it weren't for you, because you put me on camera on hosting a live show on Audience Network and NBC Sports. I don't know what you were thinking.
Casey,
that was crazy.
There was no one else in the building.
No, I thought you were going to say there was no one else who could have done such a good job.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay.
There truly wasn't anybody else in the building. Okay.
And I appreciate that so much.
I couldn't have your buddy Nick do it.
Sure.
Right? I mean,
well, somebody's got to hold the camera.
Yes, he was doing camera work, and it was either you or him.
Right.
And I opted for you, and you did a really good job.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, you're entertaining, you're funny, ad lib. The guys got a kick out of you.
Yeah. But you knew I was nervous. You didn't have to, intentionally add to my nerves before every single show. Well, every single time that we went live.
Casey would have this piece of paper.
Okay.
And like he even put his name. Hi, I'm Casey.
Well, maybe that's for somebody else. I don't,
I know you didn't need to put it on the paper.
That's fair.
Like it is your name.
Right.
Like you can't go, hi, what's my name? Casey. Hi, I'm Casey.
All right.
And so I remember I would try to take it. Whenever I saw it, I would take it. And it would be like, all right, we're getting ready to go. Where's my paper? Where's my paper?
Yeah, he would take it. Because it would be the cold open. I'd have to tease what was coming up on the show. And if you took that, then now it's, and we're live. And I'm just standing there. I forget everything. And he loved it. He loved every second of it.
But you would be, hi, I'm Casey.
No, that's not true. I had
yes, it is.
I had a youthful exuberance that can't even be quantified. I sure did.
Hi, I'm Casey. Coming up on the box score.
Remember we had the blinds? I would flip the blinds over.
Oh, I know.
And then one time the blinds just the whole thing
fell down. Yeah. Yes. I got mad at you. I said, damn it.
Yeah.
Don't be doing that.
That was fun.
Did you have one more question for him? I'm sorry.
Oh no, your guys' banter is way better than anything I had. We were going to ask you if you had a song to choose. Do you want to try to hit the post on the way
Would you
out?
hit the post for us, Dan? Or is it like an away game?
Understood. No pressure.
We'll hit the post later in honor of you. We were doing it all last week.
I do love hitting the post. If you Google when I was on the Late Late Show with Craig Kilborn, and he had me hit the post on Earth, Wind, and Fire September.
Oh, yeah.
And that was pressure.
Yeah.
But, I'm kind of that one and done. Now, I do it all the time around here, but, this is a big audience, and I don't want to do it. Big audience.
Yeah. We'll download that video, and then we'll just face replace me with Craig Kilborn.
What's the X for there in front of you? Is that a buzzer?
Yeah.
does something funny happen, or do you
I would say that's more of a
cancel people?
mistake or fuck up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many times you can use the
You use
buzzer
it?
once presented with a buzzer.
It is funny that you bring up Casey's buddy Nick, because we were just saying he's actually our show's probably second biggest guest ever, and I beat him in a Chipotle eating contest with a time of 1:38. So next time you have on, you can race me. Or you can
Wow, that'll be great.
That's the type of content we're bringing to fans across the nation.
Okay, and maybe I could be on tomorrow. I don't want to wait too long.
Deal. We don't usually record on Wednesdays. We'll make an exception.
Thanks,
Okay.
Dan. Well, we appreciate
By
you
the
coming
way,
on.
We're doing our Celebrity Family Feud coming up on
Oh,
Friday.
that's right.
Yeah. Now we're going to be taping that day in Atlanta. Just letting you know, it's not live. We're taping Celebrity Family Feud.
Good answer. Good answer.
I'm excited for Steve Harvey to ask you a leading question where you give a slightly off-color answer, and then he acts shocked that you came up with it.
I know. You want to say, Steve, you came up with the question.
What are holes you can fill?
What do you want of your husband that would be bigger?
Yeah.
And then I say paycheck. Right? I say paycheck.
Good answer.
I think it's going to be a disaster. I really do. I think it's going to be hopefully spectacularly bad.
Yeah.
Because after all, it's still content. That's my goal. But I'm actually a little nervous.
Do you know the family you're feuding with?
The Rich Eisen show.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, the
Casey's
popular
other
Rich
former
Eisen
employer.
show. Yeah, another employee kicked you to the curb.
That's not the case. That's not how that wasn't how it happened.
We would love to have you back.
Yeah?
One of these days, wait.
Yeah? What's your offer?
No, it's not an invitation. We'd love to have you back.
Oh.
If you ever wanted to give up Hollywood and you wanted to come back to your roots, then you know what? I'll find a job for you.
Yeah?
If you come back, I will find a job for you.
All right. I like that. Well, I'll at least come visit. I do miss you. I miss the Danettes.
Hey, we always love when you're around. You make the room better whenever you're around. You and Nick are wonderful.
Yeah, but
people.
you said that's just because I make everybody else look taller.
You do. Everybody loves being around you because they feel bigger.
And they always want to take pictures with me. It's like, what the?
Yeah.
I love you, DP. I miss you.
Hey,
thanks for
reaching
joining
out.
us. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I can't wait for the golden hour. Is it the golden hour? Your head's in front of the D and the H and the O. Okay.
It's the golden hour, but we're the after hour.
The companion show to the golden hour. It's basically like his audience network after show.
Okay. Who is next to you? You didn't introduce.
This is
Hi,
Chin.
my name's Chin. I just sit around here and smile.
Yeah, we went the whole show and he didn't introduce.
He doesn't talk the
don't
whole
talk
show
that much,
anyway,
yeah.
as it is.
Yeah, but if you're watching the show, you still want to know who is the guy who's
Dan,
there.
Thanks for asking, Dan.
Dan, this is Chin.
Yeah, appreciate you asking who I am. My name is Chin.
Why don't you just get him a name tag? Therefore, you don't have to introduce him. He just has a name tag.
I like that. We'll work on the name tag. See, it's always a teachable moment. We'll work on the name tag, and we'll put the sign somewhere in the foreground, perhaps.
Okay. All right.
You make a sound, Chin.
We got to drop for him to talk because he doesn't.
Yeah, I don't talk that much.
Okay. Well, thanks again. This has been wonderful.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
You're the best.
Yeah.
Talk to you soon, buddy.
Thank you.
See you guys.
See ya.
Yeah.
He's a sweetheart.
Oh,
I thought this
man.
recording started.
That was awesome.
That was great.
Yeah.
And when he says, you and Nick are so great to be around, clipping that.
Yeah. Oh, because you're Nick. Oh.
Or he said, you and Nick are so great or something. I pussed out when he said, you have a job. I wanted to be like, what about me?
I thought you should have.
I know.
I thought he was going to be like, I'll find a job for you.
Yeah.
Might not be at this show,
Yeah.
but I'll find a job for you.
Dan's the best.
He is sharp as a fucking tack.
He's so quick. I mean, and that's even, he has it like, when he's off air and he's like cutting you and like giving you the business, you can't. It's just like volume punching. Like you just can't.
You can't
catch your breath.
Either way, no matter what you do, he's gonna find his way.
Yeah, so you have to like.
You're like, I'm just trying to fucking have lunch over here.
No,
I'm just trying to survive.
It's the best.
What's the best you've ever gotten him, or do you have any?
My thing was always just like take it in, and then like pivot. Like I probably even did it there, just falling into old habits. But like you don't like, you can't hit him back. You're never gonna. So you just like. Make yourself even worse. Yeah, like just agree with them almost and just get the laugh. But
like you know that you're the brunt of the joke, so you like double down and make fun of yourself almost to like side with them.
Yeah, tactic. I like your style.
Yeah, Dan's the best.
You gotta survive in those moments. You gotta survive.
And like there'll be sometimes you're at like a dinner with like the head of the network, Dan, like all the talent, all the producers, and Dan's just like giving it to me because he knows I can take and we'll riff and do all this stuff, but it's like this is the head of the network and you're like making fun of me.
Yeah.
But and then that's actually what makes you like stand out because then he's actually showing like the people in charge that you're cool. Yeah. So he's a smart guy.
Yeah, I can see it. Very cool.
I like that he rolled with me on my leading question Family Feud thing and he had his own example.
Oh yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Chin didn't say anything.
I'm so glad he said
Poor
that.
guy.
And he just goes, "Who's that?"
Poor guy.
Buddy, who's this guy?
That did have Islam George vibes.
Fun to talk golf with him too, because I wasn't into golf when I was working there, and he just knows everything.
Does he?
Yeah.
They have a simulator there.
Yeah, so we
right?
would play. I would just hit like pitching wedges into it, but I didn't.
You're like, this is stupid.
Yeah, kind of.
Stupid game.
Dan also gave me a full set of golf clubs.
What was the linchpin for you guys to really like? Was there a moment that got you guys into golf, like, or did you just slowly?
COVID.
Yeah, COVID, and like the homies started playing and were like trying to get me to come out, and I was still in such skate brain that I was like, I can't devote any time to anything but skating. And then once I finished, we had kind of been going out, and then once I was like, need a new hobby, and I started to get better, then got worse.
Yeah, it was an excuse to hang out with people during COVID. We definitely hopped on the COVID train, but we played when we were younger.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't play together, but I played with my dad when I was younger. You played in high school?
Yeah, I played on my high school team.
Oh, you played in your high school team? Oh, so you have a little
Nick
back.
played in high school and college, maybe. But yeah, so we played, but it's just a matter of picking it back up. So we already had the foundation
That's what I was
of playing.
I figured you guys had to because you guys both got good swings, so I knew it wasn't you just picked it up cold like out of nowhere.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, the
We
homies
had a
who picked it up.
A little
How
foundation.
much time in between skating into golf? Like how much lag time?
It was pretty much
lag
next.
between the vag.
Come on, bro. I was setting myself up for that.
It was pretty much next day. I was just like, I finished skating, and then I just took that part of my brain and was like, "You're retired," and then put a new brain in that was golf brain. Good question, Kev. That's a good question.
Nah, I'm pissed now.
You got. I mean, you can't set me up. You're knocking it out of the
I think you're
park.
paying attention.
Did you always have the intention? You're like, one day I'm going to pick this back up?
No, I thought
Because
after
I have that thought.
I thought after skating I would do surfing. Ooh. That was kind of my plan because I was surfing, kind of frequently with Mark for like years, and John, and I was like, that's a perfect transition, like a little bit less impact. I don't have to take it serious. It's just fun. It's physical. But then golf just snuck up.
How cool is that you have a job if you ever want to go to
Yeah,
Connecticut?
that's really cool.
Now, I've never really liked the set either, but I am surprised it was such a thing to point out about the set. Like, I'm so close to it, so I'm like, oh, I wish it could be better. I've seen the old ones, but I feel like blank slate, it looks fine.
That's Dan. It wouldn't matter. As soon as he is on camera, he's going to pick something.
And roast it.
It could have been my hat. It could have been my beard. It could have been the set. It was going to be something. And then he can kind of go back to that throughout and just keep making fun of me.
Yeah.
I love people that make fun of shit. I don't know what it is. That's great.
That was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
No, that's such a Kevin statement because in one of the older episodes, you're like, I just look around and see stuff.
Yeah.
And that was like one of my favorite quotes of you. I don't know what that was in reference to, but you said it.
you were
and the
making-
fans loved
I was
it.
making fun of Chin.
Yeah.
Chin was so perplexed that I knew of a place.
That was just from a description.
Yeah.
How do you know this stuff? Like I was like saying calculus off the top of my head or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Chin.
Who's fucking Chin?
Nobody till you're 23.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That was
Hit me with the laugh track in the
that was funny. Sorry,
I gotcha.
I've got our next topic. Chin, you've got some explaining to do.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much.
I'm sending you a screenshot if you want to bring that up. 7:04 Saturday. I was in Miami. We recorded Chad Ochocinco. Incredible interview. That guy is fucking awesome.
Nice.
Then it was at Theo's show Saturday night, so I wasn't involved in this group chat, but boy, was it a fun read when I did get to my phone.
Oh yes. Anyways, I asked for something and Case sent me something ridiculous. Then I said, "Damn you, Case." Then I said, "100% real question here. Are all of you willing to take a pic of your nutsack? You can hide your dick." I've been off TRT for about a year now, so I want to see if my nuts are somewhat comparable in size to yours. Just Google. Casey goes, "Just Google nuts, bro." And I said, "No, I want to see how we all look.
I
Because
want to see how we all look.
I want to make sure mine are not like still very small. Like after,
But Casey gave you the perfect answer. Just look them up.
but then those are people I don't know. It's gonna be on the internet. I want it to be the average sum around all of us. You know.
Yeah, but wouldn't you want like a larger pool size of like average
No, because when you go on the internet,
testicle
if you go on
size?
the internet, it'll show you like crazy shit. Like I want to just see what's regular amongst us, our
My
group.
nuts are not regular, bro.
Oh,
Nice.
tell us
That's a
about your
good
nuts.
reason to show
That
it.
is a good reason. Tell us about your nuts, Kev.
No, you know what we should do? We should do a volume thing.
Hold on, so
you put your nuts in a
I told
glass.
you guys I would show you mine, so we're not putting this on air.
Yeah, we are.
So
Yeah, those
it's
are
at about
good.
two
Those are big nuts.
and a quarter.
That's like the hard-boiled egg that you bring in every day.
Yeah, I think that's a regular nut.
That's a regular nut.
I think
Definitely
any
not
bigger
small.
than that, you'd be like, oh, those are getting
Those
too
are
big.
huge nuts. Yeah.
What are you worried about?
He
That-
thought
that
his
is-
nuts had shrunk after TRT.
You do TRT, and if you get off it, some people say it's gone forever.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure my nuts are back to at least like
Nuts
somewhat.
are back in town. My nuts are back in town.
Why don't you just look down and say like, oh, these look normal, or oh, they.
Because I don't remember how they were before TRT.
There you go, Chin. The
Oh, I think
average
that's
adult-
right.
Hold
You're
on.
right in range.
Yeah.
2.1. That's centimeters, though.
About
What is
1.6 by
what is
1.2 by 0.8 inches.
What is 5.5 centimeters in inches?
No one knows.
About 5.2.
Oh, it says
Or
it
2.2. 2.2.
It says it right here, about 1.8 to 2 inches.
Yeah.
So that's like this big.
That's exactly what you were.
I'm back, baby.
Yo, you got long nuts, man.
That's the happiest I've seen Chin in 6 years.
Oh, I see how they show you some
Yeah, see, you
gross
don't know
stuff.
what the hell they show.
Yeah, but
It's
look at that.
disgusting.
Look at those. Look at that.
And mine don't really hang like that. Mine are like usually tucked in. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
real tight nutsack.
Yeah, like just the outer skin. But then on warm days, they start to drop a little bit.
Why is this funny to me? I don't know.
That diagram is definitely Nick.
Whoa.
That's your little,
I don't see any horse cocks.
your little piece.
A little pee-pee?
I'm still not satisfied. So when you guys get home,
Pull them out.
Yeah.
no, when you guys get home, you don't have to take pictures. Can you actually measure your nuts, please? Just for me,
Sure.
Nah.
your friend.
I will.
Let's go nah. I mean, yeah. Well, I think we got a measuring tape here. I don't
a
mind.
yardstick. Sorry.
Oh my God, can you imagine if your nuts were?
That's too big of
You
nuts.
need a tailor's thing.
I don't have that either.
Oh yeah, the thing to go around.
A tape measure. Ribbon. Stick? What are they called? A tape measure.
Yeah, but it's a different type.
No, but it's a different type.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. It's not like a retractable construction
Right.
tape measure, but it's
No,
a tape measure.
It's not
Yeah.
like firm like a regular tape measure made out of metal.
Tape measure that tailors use. That's flexible tape? Sewing tape?
tapes.
Tailor's tape?
This is the hard hitting facts right here. The hard hitting.
Yeah. What's it called?
Tailor's tape. sounds
Sewing
right.
tapes. I like that. Tailor's tapes.
All of these sound like a good Netflix show.
Speaking of which,
Or
tonight,
Oh, yeah.
while we're taping, when this comes out, it'll have been out already. But Bad Thoughts is on Netflix. I'm in episode 5.
does it drop
Episode 5.
at midnight?
No, it's out.
Oh, it's out.
It's out now.
Should we watch it?
We could watch it all together.
Yeah.
Do you want to?
Fuck yeah, I do. Oh, do we have time?
We would have to cut out the thing,
Well,
but
we should watch it maybe on Patreon or something. Or we
But we're
could
We
do
got
doing
the
it.
we got the
Power
power hour.
how do we do it, Nick?
We
We could just watch it
Yeah.
leisurely together as friends.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. Because I do need to work on the power hour thing once we wrap this, and probably during golden hour. It's gonna be so funny though.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Full disclosure, I forgot we were doing it. I wasn't gonna drink today, but now I'm gonna get blackout fucking hammered and probably call an Uber.
Yeah. So if it's not clear what we're talking about, for Casey's birthday, which was 2 months ago, we are going to do a power hour. Take one shot of beer every minute, and we've got a whole curated playlist of songs, clips, funny moments. That isn't finished yet, but we will have it, and that it'd be on patreon.com/afterhourpod. Really, really fun group over there. So why don't you go sign up at patreon.com/afterhourpod.
Nice. Yeah, it is a fun group. Good group.
Do you remember if we sent the songs to you through email or through text message? That's the thing. I can't
Text
find it.
message.
I think you might have emailed, but I'm not sure.
I didn't send
damn it.
anything. I forgot.
Well, we got time.
Yeah, we got time. What else was on my... Oh, yeah, Ochocinco. Incredible. That guy, he's just 100% like fully him and doesn't feel like weird about like his lifestyle or anything, and just like complete open book. Used to be a gigolo before he was in the NFL.
No.
Put his own ad in the paper.
No way.
Do you believe
I don't
that,
believe
though?
that.
I don't.
Yeah.
For sure.
He's a wild guy. I believe it.
I'm telling you, like the way he said he would have his own, he would set up a tripod and sell his own sex tapes that he was making and shit.
Ahead of his time.
He
That's basically OnlyFans.
Yeah.
yeah. And he only dates women who are, he's got 8 kids, 7 different women, but it was intentional. He only has women with, or children. He only has children with athletes. He's got a D1 track star, a D1 football player. I'm sure he's got other kids coming up. And he said he only dates women who have children because women who don't have children don't have snacks in the house.
Oh, I love that.
He's like, there's nothing like having sex, waking up at 3:30 in the morning, going in the refrigerator and getting a Capri Sun.
Yeah.
I mean, the interview was great. He was really funny. Cool guy. Very cool guy.
Nice. You're
Miami-
kind of a cool guy.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Was hanging out with Ivanka Trump.
You were?
You didn't see my
I
story?
did. I was like, I thought she looked like her, but that was actually her.
That was her.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
that was Ivanka Trump. And I put I was really pleased with myself in that story because I put Kanye West real friends. Her husband is Jewish, Jared Kushner. He was in the picture. Theo was wearing Yeezys. It looked like we were all laughing and having a good time together, even though I'll never see those people again, probably. I just really got a kick out of myself.
Nice. You should make it a highlight. Do you have highlights on your stories?
Yeah.
Make it a highlight. Put it in a highlight.
I will.
Cool.
Was she like super beautiful in person?
Yeah, she was.
Really? Mm-hmm. Because she does look like that on internet.
Yeah, she was stunning.
Do you think Chad Ochocinco would measure his nuts and send it to Chin?
I don't.
He probably charged me.
I think it was just our booking agency that was communicating with him. So maybe he would, but I don't have his info.
What if the booking agent just
Ask them.
What if you asked the booking
Yeah.
agent and the booking agent like panicked and sent a picture of his nuts and they're clearly white nuts?
Are those nuts in? Are you wearing black nuts?
Like blackface?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
black nuts?
But nuts.
Nice, dude.
But they wouldn't be clearly white, so that didn't 100% make sense. But
I liked it.
I'd like get canceled for making my nuts black.
Yeah. Kev, would you be offended if we came in with black nuts?
I would never know.
Exactly. I could be wearing black nuts right now.
Then it's all good, doggy.
That's what's up. That's my guy.
Wait, I
I was
forgot.
like, that was. Oh, nice.
What's that?
Chin's
It'll
got a
be just enough
surprise.
time. But Mark, I feel bad for Mark or whoever edits because I need him to blur out the chin grill. This is the actual chin grill.
Why do you have to blur it out?
Because it's not available yet, and I don't want people to take the design, the logo, and stuff like that.
So this is just for us.
You don't have it like copywritten.
It's just for us. Huh?
Patented or whatever the word.
Wow.
So first of all, it's portable.
Whoa.
Can you say the name yet?
Not yet. That's the thing.
Which is not chin grill, which
No,
is
no.
gonna be hard for me once we do start.
You can
saying
see that, right? So you just open the legs, open the top, the little latch here, spread her out. You pop it, you drop it,
Wow.
slam it,
We are so filming an infomercial when this is ready
Yeah.
to drop.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then check it out.
It's got
easy it is to
QVC
use.
written
Yeah.
all over it. Yeah.
and then
And,
open.
And Mark's great.
charcoal goes here, right?
Yeah.
Slap it down, and you're ready to cook whatever delicious meats or vegetables you want on it.
Wow.
Shit, I think you're gonna make a decent amount of money from this. That
Yeah.
is fucking
Dude, this
cool.
is the quality is so insane. So that's why I'm super proud of it.
So how do you even? Who made that?
Yeah, yeah.
Like how do you?
We'll discuss it later.
China.
China.
It is from China.
China.
It is from China. That's why I was like, I wanted it to be way more reasonably priced, but now that the tariffs are in effect, it's
Well,
gonna be,
they just dropped for
gonna be a
90
little bit
days,
up there.
so place your orders.
Is there other places you could have it made that don't have 100% tariffs?
Anaheim.
Is that then it'll cost like in the hundreds, if anything.
But what about like a Taiwan or something?
how do? I don't know. How,
You just went Asian. How do?
I don't
Taiwan even
know.
makes
I don't know.
Point you're looking at, Chin.
I would like it to be under 60, so like $59. I would want that. That's my goal price, but with the tariffs, I don't know. So we'll see.
I think it's a good price, honestly.
Yeah, I
It's a
think
great
pretty good,
price.
Who'd you work with to design it?
3 people. Well, 3 people. It's 3 people total with me, my friend Eric, and a girl named Nancy who did the design, the logo. But yeah, but the grill is already manufactured from a different company. But I've had so many different grills that I tested. This is the fucking shit.
You've used it a bunch?
I used it a bunch for the last weekend when I went camping. So like a few days. It's
And
still
it worked-
solid. Everything's
it worked
great.
When are we thinking we might be able to purchase one?
I was hoping mid-June, but it's probably gonna take a little longer. That's why.
Just
I'll
in
just
time for
tease here
4th
and
of
there.
July, baby.
Oh my god, that's a great point.
You know? You're barbecuing, you're on the road, you're out in the wilderness, you got a couple cold ones, and you got yourself a perfect little portable travel charcoal
Charcoal.
grill.
That's the key point too. Charcoal.
Anybody who knows anything about grilling, charcoal's where it's at.
The taste. And you could put pieces of wood in there, cedar planks.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
get
fucking
creative, get
time.
artsy, get artisanal.
Nice.
Mark's artisanal.
My bad. What's the goal? Like, are you trying to?
Fuck bitches, get money.
Yeah, fuck bitches, get money. I think with that grill.
What was I thinking?
I just love this grill. I've been talking about it forever.
hell,
So
Kev?
I want to share it with the world.
Yeah.
Seriously.
All right, we did all the plugs and where to find us. Anybody else have anything they want to say?
No, I'm good.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Dan. You're the man.
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
God, I love Dan.
Welcome to the After Hours Pod. Hey, welcome to the After Hours Pod. Yeah. Hey, welcome to the After Hours Pod. Yeah, welcome to the After